Welcome back. This is still TV3Newday, and in the studios I have my ladies with me. Of course, we're discussing very pertinent issues. I should call them my aunties, maybe. But Nanaya Jantwa is the General Secretary of the CPP. Lawyer Joyce Bar Mokhtari is a special aide to former President John Dramani Mahama. And Ellen Amadeko is a National Communications Team member for the NPP. Let's talk now about the Ghana card. We have some 10 days to go before anyone who does not link their Ghana card to their SIM would have, some measures taken against them, of course, including losing your SIM. Unfortunately, there are people who are still clamoring to get their Ghana card. In fact, there are some who signed up for it back in, 3 years ago. Until date, they still have not received their Ghana card. Judith Tando, that's her name, she was on the streets to find out from people what the real situation was, and this is what they had to say.
I registered since last 3 years. This May will be 3 years. I haven't got my card. When I came here, they asked me to go to Galilea. We went to Galilea and then to the district office. 4 times, even last Friday I was there. They told me they can't find my card. They don't know where it is. So I should go to Elwak. Right now I'm from Elwak. They've directed me to this place. When you ask them, we have only 13 days. They told us they don't care.
The most appropriate word I can use is unreasonable. Yes, very, very unreasonable. People go to the bank to transact business and they are told their card is either invalid or something else. In my case, it was invalid. I come to NIA office, join a queue for more than 5 hours, and I'm told that I should go to Elwak.
I did it last 4 years. When they came around, I've not gotten it. I don't even know how to go to the bank and then go and say I'm withdrawing my money. Because I've heard they said they are taking the Ghana card. So I've not been to the bank the whole of this month.
There are others who would wait close to the deadline before making a move. For them, they simply have no justification for their actions except to endure the painstaking process. Of the country's 32 million population, the National Identification Authority has so far registered 16,654,072 people for the Ghana card, which represents a little over half the country's population. Of this, 13.3% have been issued their cards, while about 3 million are yet to get theirs, though the cards have been printed. Yet, the Electoral Commission plans to use the Ghana card as the only form of identification for voter registration for the 2024 general elections. Former President John Dramani Mahama is, however, of the view that this will disenfranchise eligible voters.
How do you do this knowing that the Ghana card is not available to everyone who should have one? So how can you rely on just that card when in many cases it's even impossible for them to be able to get the cards? There is a need to allow sufficient time for its full integration into our way of life.
It is unclear.
All right, in actual fact, yesterday we're told that there was a Bolt driver who also went to register for his Ghana card, hoping to get it so he can use that for his bank transactions and also to register his SIM before the deadline, which is the 31st of this month. Remember that officially from the 1st of July this year, all financial institutions were not taking any form of identification apart from the Ghana card in order for you to transact business. Now, just last week as well, the Electoral Commission, we're told, also tabled a CI in Parliament, hoping to get it passed. And that is supposed to ensure that anyone moving forward who decides to get a national voter's ID card can only do so using the Ghana card. CPP says is yet to take a stand on this particular issue. And so I'll start off with Nanaya Jantwa so she can explain. I mean, looking at all these problems that people are facing now and the fact that for many people, they're likely to lose their SIM by the end of this month if it is not extended again like it was done back in March. Do you think that we should still be talking about Ghana card and the fact that that should be the sole form of identification for Ghanaians all across?
Well, I do not think so. You see, that decision is very dictatorial and very anarchical. Because it is going to bring total confusion in the country. I do not know why that deadline of July, when most people don't have the Ghana card. And some people, their livelihood, if Vice President Bawumia is talking about digitalization, as it stands, if we are going that way, it means most people have to direct most of their affairs to their phone, using the phone for internet, using it for all manner of things, Facebook promoting their goods and services. And if I don't have a Ghana card, it means that in the next 10 days, you are going to shut down my business. That is anarchical. But
they've given enough time. I mean, I remember that the deadline was supposed to have been the 31st of March. They extended it to July and said, well, you still have some 2-3 months to register and get your Ghana card so you can re-register your SIM. Was that not enough time?
Bella, the situation that we are in, the kind of hardship that we are in, that you need to even fend for yourself. Then you go and stand in a queue, just waiting for your Ghana card, just to even register for 5 hours, 6 hours, the whole day. Who can do that? Whilst you are thinking your business is lying there. It is even a disincentive for anybody to go sit there like that. Even in COVID, it is a trigger of a spread. Because when you get to the place, the people are so huddled up. Even look at your video. It is a spreader. Why can't we just say that end of year and make it available? Even in a very digitalized way, I can get it on net, online. Then you tell me where I can pick it, or even some delivery, something to make it easier for us to get it. But you need to go physically to go and queue. Answer so many questions, including the name of your dead grandmother. So many questions. Do you have time to sit down, answer so many? And I do not know the fixation of this government on Ghana card.
You don't understand it?
I mean, it beats my imagination.
Well, Vice President said that even with Ghana card alone, TIN has gone up, TIN registration, or the TIN number for Ghanaians has gone up from 4% to 85%.
Well,
and so for him, this is a win.
Who gave the statistics? Where did he get the statistics from?
But he's the one who's been championing digitalization.
The fact that you are championing digitalization doesn't mean that you have data. How does that translate into livelihood for the people of Ghana?
But if you have TIN, of course.
No, but the point is that you have TIN, does it bring you money? Ghana card, we are making it as if it's something that is going to transform our lives. Give it time.
So you don't think Ghana card is that important?
Ghana card is not more important than our livelihood.
The Vice President says he'll choose that over 1,000.
That is the Vice President.
1,000 interchanges.
Well, I am saying that is the Vice President. If you have a bad road, the road to your house is bad. That is how you will know that you need a good road to drive on. It destroys your car, it wastes your time. Everything. You spend more money on repairs. How can Ghana card be more important than that? It is not our life. I mean, now everything is Ghana card. It is good for us to have a form of identity. As the foreign minister said, that is an identification document, and the passport is a traveling document. An identification document is great, but you don't make it we are in some form of anarchy, some dictatorial presence. You have to do it by all means. You have to do it. People don't even understand how it works. Every data of yours will be on this card in a certain place that you don't even know, you don't have a clue. Who is hacking into my data? Now the police who should protect us, they are busy taking bribes. Who is going to protect that data? What is the sanctity of that data? How is my data protected? My bank account is on this card. My details. Now my voter's ID. Very soon my whole life, my DNA, everything will be there. One document. When you travel, there is a voter ID card. There is an identification card. Wherever you go, there's a passport. It is separated. Yeah. Now, they say we can even travel with Ghana card.
Well, we've heard again from the Foreign Affairs Minister who says, yeah, that's even not possible because we have not graduated the details onto the database officially.
Bella, they came out to say that she didn't know what she was talking about.
Recently, when the Vice President spoke, she responded again and said,
yes, I remember that they said, we have gotten the certification, accreditation to travel with Ghana card. So I said that when you go to the U.S. immigration, go and show your Ghana card, whether they will allow you in. We shouldn't idolize the Ghana card as if it's going to be our everything. That is going to solve our problems. It is an identification card. Yes, certainly you need something to identify you as a Ghanaian. my passport identifies me. You say my passport cannot identify me because it is just for traveling. But if you want to roll it out, your person is saying that only 16 million Ghanaians have done it.
And even that, there are still
Even
some 3 million who are yet to get the card.
Get the card. Are you telling me that they will roll out 3 million cards in 10 days?
It's not possible?
It is. How possible is it if you have not been able to do it all this time? How can you do it in 10 days?
Let me bring lawyer in so she can also respond to this.
I just want to find out, is there some business in there? Is somebody getting money?
I'm not sure. Ellen should be the one answering this question. We'll come to her to see if she has any answer for that. But lawyer, what do you say? Should the time be extended, or should we not even make Ghana card the sole form of identification for Ghanaians?
You know, I'm inclined to ask, whose decision is it to determine what actually becomes the foremost card that identifies you and I as citizens, etc. Like Nanaya said, all over the world they have these cards. In the UK in particular, they have the National Insurance Card. It has never replaced the passport. It has never been utilized at any individual level as a document of travel. In any case, how do you issue an ID card in your country and then seek to go out there and impose it on other jurisdictions? Indeed, these things are also guided by international rules and regulations. There are many conventions that allow for one country. And if you remember, for example, in recent times, the European Union Convention in particular, it is actually one that actually allowed for every EU citizen in particular. But even that one, there were rules to how one European or the other would actually become a member of the EU. And it is only when you attain this membership that you gain the full rights of a citizen of the European Union. Indeed, recently after Brexit, you heard all the complaints about immigration, about travel for British citizens because they had exited the European Union, etc. So it is actually, I don't know. You see, I've been doing some research, and there's a document I'm working on. And I've been trying to juxtapose how our overly partisan environment, over-politicization, actually permeates everything. Even with government policies that should actually be introduced for the good of Ghana, you find that suddenly partisanship creeps in. I think our partisanship has become like corruption, literally endemic in about everything that we do. And I think the same issues are actually now also affecting even the issuance of the Ghana card. Why would you threaten citizens who are already bogged down by enormous economic hardships into which you have literally sunk all of us? And then now you blackmail them also. You can't have access to your bank account. You can't do any banking service. I mean, look, you know why people actually avoid taxes?
Why?
It's for the same reason. Because every time a GRA person appears, even for the honest man's business transaction, he comes with a huge padlock with very threatening police presence. The first thing is not to ask you or offer your records to you. The first thing is to lock up your business location. So I just think that, look, there is a way, and I believe Naya put it beautifully, about how the National Commission on Civic Education can even rope in some of these things. When we rolled out the passport after independence and changed our passports, who was blackmailed into till date? Tell me. Are citizens under any obligation, for example, to own a passport?
But if you say people are being blackmailed, it's not too extreme.
Please go and check all the headlines. It is not extreme.
It's not extreme.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes, it's
and
not
you know,
extreme.
I use my words very carefully.
It's not extreme.
It's pretty much like the financial irregularities that are in the Auditor General's report, and nothing is being done about them. And all of these things actually also trickle down into the perception index for all the things that we define and speak of as corruption. And look, this is where we are, where government actors, government agencies literally hold every citizen to ransom. Just about anything.
But in the case of even the Electoral Commission tabling that CI in Parliament and saying that moving forward, of course, there's continuous, a registration for voters' ID. Now, they also, at the IPAC meeting, engaged all the political parties, which is something that they've been doing. Unfortunately, the NDC has refused to attend IPAC meetings, and so they never even get your buy-in on anything. And yes, when they move forward and decide to take a decision, then you come out and say they're not being considerate of Ghanaians. Meanwhile, they've given you the opportunity to come in and also table your concerns, but you have refused to do that.
You know, I don't want to, I'm not necessarily a party executive, and I have no instructions to speak about what the decisions are regarding, you know, but I do know that there's a boycott in place. And look, I want us to usually put these conversations in context. And Anaya is here, and Amma is here. In the past, if you recall, even under the former EC chair, Dr. Arijan, right up to the days of Madame Charlotte said, each time there was an IPAC meeting, who came out to make the loudest noise? It was the representatives from the New Patriotic Party, then as opposition individuals. And I remember that at every step of the way, every effort was made. Because remember, that it is actually for the opposition that an electoral commission or otherwise should act a certain way. You understand? Because who would be most affected by your actions whilst you're in office? It will be your opponents. But like I said, the same partisanship that has literally engulfed even our inability to be accountable, our inability to be transparent, our inability to be fair, our inability even to treat Ghanaians as we should as elected officials. It literally eats up across board in everything. This is actually a subject matter very close to my heart. And I've been doing some work on this matter. How partisanship, over-politicization colors everything. And it's even worse now, just like all the other indexes we are talking about. We've gotten poorer, we've gotten probably more dishonest, we've become even more corrupt, we've become more, aloof, and literally, even in terms of accountability. You demand answers from ministers, what they tell you. You have a finance minister who can come to the floor of parliament and tell you his company ends so and so. The next day they tell you, oh, but even in the former administration, but of course, they were not the only ones at the time making all those huge sums of money. And at the time, he was not finance minister. What do you define as conflict of interest? Okay. It breeds corruption. What do you define as nepotism or cronyism? It breeds corruption. In fact, the PPA itself had its own boss mopped in corruption. What happened? You know, it's a matter we can discuss probably for days on end. Your time even on this platform is woefully inadequate. Because that is what we have.
Okay, Ellen, let me bring you in. Why are you blackmailing Ghanaians such that they would only have to rely on the Ghana card for any form of identification, any form of transaction in our financial institutions? And in actual fact, they could lose their SIM. When we are clearly told that even out of the 16 million and over people that have had their cards issued, 3 million of them are yet to receive their cards.
I find it interesting that all of a sudden, being asked to get your Ghana card is a blackmail.
It is not?
It's not. I mean, since when did the Ghana card issue start? It started in 2006. We've been on this for how many years? So if a deadline has been given, the deadline was March, it was moved to July. If there are issues, the NIA would have to liaise with the Communications Ministry. And I'm sure the deadline can be extended.
Should it be extended?
Well, I think that for the people who are going through the stress of getting it, it should be extended. And then the NIA should be asked to give us updates and deadlines on when they are going to get these 3 million people to get.
And centers where we can
Yes, and centers. Expanded. Yes. Ghana card for me, it's a good thing. It's an excellent way of identifying ourselves. It's an excellent way of getting in more taxes. I mean, the benefits are enormous. So if there are issues and challenges with this rollout, it's just I'm simply talking about it. If the deadline had been extended before, it can be extended again. It's possible. And then NIA will have to come to all of us and tell us what they are planning to do. Because the problem now is not even with the Communications Ministry. It is with the NIA. People go there, all these frustrations that people are venting out, it's with their systems. What is going on with them? Some of their staff are so rude, some of us would have to deal with them. Some of them are so... In fact, the whole NIA needs to look... The whole NIA...
And even there's corruption.
You have to pay.
You have to pay.
There's corruption. They need to know. There's an official... If you want it fast, the fast way of getting... You have to go to the headquarters. I think it's 250. And it is official. But we hear that people are also doing others. So NIA, they have a communications department. They have a PRO. He should come out with his boss and let us know what is happening. But to rubbish the whole idea of the Ghana card, for me, I think it's unfair. It's a good policy. We need to make sure that we do it. But NIA would have to put their house in order.
But these same documents that we cannot use for financial transactions anymore and all that, these are the same documents that we used in registering for a Ghana card. We used in registering even for the new voter ID, like the passport.
The point is,
how is it then that all of a sudden this passport that I used in getting these forms of, identification, I cannot use them anymore?
The Ghana card is meant to put all of our identification, whatever, data on one card. So why are we not using it? It is meant for that. So if you have the card and you are not more going to be using your passport and all those ones for certain transactions, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
But could you not have synced from my passport, from my voter's ID? Do I need a Ghana card?
You're asking me this question from 2006 till now.
Well, it is now that you're telling us that we cannot use our passports even for financial transactions.
We've been running it through for the past how many years? This is the time that we are asking all these questions.
Do you think it's fair?
Well, I think it is fair if you do have the Ghana card. Why not?
If I don't have a Ghana card, but I have a passport.
That is why I am saying that they can do the extension. They can open it up. Let people use it to take their monies out until they get the card. And then when everybody has it, and it's there, or there's an easier way of getting it, just like what the EC wants to do now. From what I hear from the EC, the new is a bill that they want, they are proposing.
Yes.
It's not for those of us who have already registered.
Yes. So if for the continuous registration.
So it is a process. We need to get the process going. My issue this morning was with NIA. They should get their house in order.
But give me the Ghanaian the flexibility to also choose. Well, I mean, if you say that there are some weaknesses with regards to their passport and the voter's ID,
10 days.
Strengthen whatever problems there are there so that I can still use my passport.
There's 10 days to the deadline. We've had this conversation since last week. I am sure that the government and the Ministry of Communications is not interested in disenfranchising anybody or making sure that you don't get your money. We can make adequate arrangements and concessions for those who genuinely have not been able to get their Ghana card. We can do that. It is possible. But then the point is we need to move. We need to move.
Okay.
We need to move. And for me, Ghana card is one of the best policies ever. I mean, if the NDC didn't believe in it, when they came into power, they would have scrapped the whole thing up. But according to them, they did a few things to make sure that it also went on. And so we need to, we've invested just too much to throw that whole system away. And I think it's a good thing. Okay. So we need to get it going. It's just that NIA needs to come out. I don't get their communication. What are they telling people? Who is the PRO? What is he saying? What are their plans? They should let us know. We have just 10 days.
We have just 10 days, and I speak to us. Final words, I'll just take it from all of you. Maybe about 30 seconds each. My time is almost up. Nanaya.
Bella, all I'm saying is that I don't see how they would want to throw away the passport. The passport is a form of identification. If I enter any border outside this country, it's the passport that will identify me. If I'm walking the streets of New York, if I show a policeman a Ghana card, he would not even identify. But if I give the policeman my Ghana passport, so we cannot just say that because of Ghana card, we are throwing away the passport. We need to use both of them simultaneously so that, I mean, the passport is not rendered a useless document.
I see. But when the EC was engaging you at the IPAC meeting, did you bring up some of these concerns, even for the voters' ID?
I brought up those concerns, especially the fact that using only the Ghana card as an ID.
What did they say?
And they said that the argument is still going, the talks are still going on, so we would all look at it and address it.
But they didn't give timelines.
They didn't give timelines. Okay. Even the CI, they are saying that there are still more, this is the first tabling of the CI. But I want to tell my sister that NDC should come to IPAC.
They should come to IPAC?
Yes, enough is enough. Enough is enough. They should come, because you can't sit on the fence, on the bench, and start talking about issues that are discussed over there. Whatever made them angry, it is 2 years and it should be over.
Okay.
It is time for them to be in IPAC to also be part of the discourse.
Okay.
Because you can't stay somewhere and just contribute to issues that have been discussed when you were not there.
NDC come to IPAC.
They should come
Do you
to
agree?
IPAC. Yes,
Lawyer,
it is
30
important
seconds.
that they come to
I told
IPAC.
you that it is not my, it does not lie in my mouth.
So, okay. So, Bella, please give me a little time to ask the question. Now they are going to have their elections. Are they going to call EC?
They are having the internal election.
The internal election. Are they going to call EC to come and supervise the elections? Are they going to do that?
Well, I don't know if she can answer that, but she says that she's not.
Exactly. I'm not, it does not lie in my mouth, so I'm sure that
they should come to IPAC. It is very, very important. Enough of everything.
Okay. Enough of everything.
Thank you to TV3 for all the opportunity you gave me to show up and shine during these elections. And then to all the people who gave me the support and everything, thank you to them. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely, and thank you so much too. And well,
including
you said,
Joyce and
oh, they also supported
yes,
you.
They did.
Were you expecting her to win?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely.
She had very good programs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's
And I
possible
think,
the money thing.
yes, and she also had good intentions. But like I
Yes.
said, this corruption and all this monetocracy, it's
Nancy Joyce.
Monetization.
So are we,
of our
saying that
politics.
whoever may have won might have engaged in
No,
some
that's not what
form
we are
of-
saying.
Okay,
We
I'm
beg
just
you.
getting that out of the
certainly
way.
not in the stadium with them.
She was.
Anyway, well, Ellen says she'll run again the next time that opportunity comes. We're waiting to see if, Nanaya, would you still run for General Secretary if that opportunity?
Let's see what happens.
Let's see. Or maybe you progress to...
And when Auntie Joyce be going to bring up their position.
Auntie Joyce, we have heard rumors, but she said
I can
no.
even go higher.
She can go higher,
Oh,
right?
yes, absolutely.
So chairperson.
Yes, absolutely.
But
What about lawyer?
yeah, lawyer.
Any position you're
there
eyeing?
are great prospects for the future. But for now,
General Secretary
whatever.
or chairperson of the party?
Great prospects.
Great prospects. Let's see how it goes. But let me read a few messages quickly before we wrap up. The first one coming in at this point. Let's see. Okay. So, Bella, if the corruption is to be properly valued, then I think the government appointees will be more than that of the police service. This is from Freeman. Okay. Good morning, host of Madam Ellen. Your loyalty to the party. Oh, you mean loyalty to the party is the most paramount. Keep it up. We shall be back next time. The battle is still the Lord's. This is from Only Northern Region. Okay, I guess your name is Only. Okay. Fact is, Ghanaians are currently suffering, so we don't need any opinion poll to tell us that change is imminent. We have a strong minority who are poised to help government to carry out its duty, but they also have a responsibility to protect the interest of Ghanaians so that the $750 million loan approval would be accounted for, or else they'll use the money for Kinky Party and hiring luxurious private jets to continue bathing in the sky. That's Musa Abattoir from Asawase. Good morning, Brella. Please kindly tell your guests that politicians are the most corrupt, especially the current government. If the vanguard of the state can be compromised like this, so God help us. Nana Odame from Accra. Good morning, Bella. Please let your guests know that the politicians are at the bottom, but their corruption is more dangerous and serious because one politician's corruption can run the country into bankruptcy. Mohammed Nasamba from Woolensea. Who watches the watchman? Shraj is also corrupt because their legal officers use official hours to go to court for private gains. That is moonlighting. You can investigate. Or say from Asaman Kese. I think that's it. Thank you so much. I've been speaking to Nanaya Ajantwa. She's the General Secretary for the CPP. Also, Ellen Amadeko is a member of the MPP communications team. Should I assume coming maybe in the future, women's organizer of the MPP? Let's see. And also lawyer Joyce Ba Mukhtari is the special aide to former President John Dramani Mahama. She's a former deputy minister of transport. And who knows if she could emerge General Secretary, chairperson of the NDC. We all wait to see. Thank you going out to Sheila Bonsu. You can find her on Instagram at Sheila Bonsu _RTW for my outfit. We'll be back with some more. Keep watching.